Hey everyone, Mr. Huskin here. I miss seeing everybody, and I hate being cooped up in my house, but I actually have a family member living in my house that has leukemia, and her immune system is really weak. So please listen to the governor, listen to the Center for Disease Control. Don't go out to the store if you don't have to. Wash your hands a lot. Wipe down all the surfaces of your house with bleach. And hopefully we can get through this and get back to work pretty soon. Today, though, I wanted to cover something that we talked about a few months ago. And I find every year my students have a really hard time with this. So I want to talk to you about absolute location. I want to take a look at this map on my computer, and we're going to try to find the exact location of different cities on a globe. All right. As you can see, we have here a rough sketch of the United States with several cities labeled, and we've got lines of latitude and we've got lines of longitude. The part that confuses a lot of people is what these lines are measuring. The lines going side to side or horizontally are lines of latitude. Geographers also like to call them parallels. I'm sure you all remember from math class, parallel lines never touch. The same goes for lines of latitude. They never touch. Even though these lines run left and right, what they're actually used for is to show how far north or south of the equator you are. Because the equator is 0 degrees. The further away from the equator you get, the bigger the numbers get. So since we're in the northern hemisphere, the equator would be down here. And as you travel north, the numbers are going to get bigger. The lines running up and down, or vertically, are the lines of longitude. Geographers can't call these lines parallels because they're not parallel. The lines of longitude meet at the North and the South Pole. And just like the lines of latitude, the lines of longitude measure the opposite of what you might think. They go up and down, but what they're actually measuring is how far away from the prime meridian you are. Remember, the prime meridian is in England, across the Atlantic Ocean. So the further west you travel, the larger the number is going to get. If the prime meridian starts at 0, then you go 70, 80, 90, because you're getting further away from England. In our class, we've talked about two types of location: relative location and absolute location. I'm going to teach you how to give your absolute location. You always want to begin with latitude. I don't know why, that's just the rule. And if you don't follow this rule, you won't get the answer correct on the test. If you give me an answer that begins with an east or a west coordinate, then it's incorrect. So let's start with Oklahoma City. If I had to tell someone the absolute location of Oklahoma City, I would first determine what line of latitude it's on. Now, as you can see, the dot for Oklahoma City is not on any of the lines of latitude or longitude on our map. So you have to make yourself an imaginary line. You have to make a logical guess of what line would be here. Oklahoma City falls almost halfway between 30 and 40 degrees north latitude. What's halfway between 30 and 40 degrees? If you said 35, you're correct. Next, we have to make a logical guess of what line of longitude Oklahoma City falls on. We have 90 degrees to the east and 100 degrees to the west. But it's not halfway between the two, so you can't just say 95. It's really closer to 100 than it is 90. So with my finger, I would do an estimate. I would say 95, 96, 97, 98, and then I would give that as my answer. So the correct answer is that Oklahoma City is 35 degrees north by 98 degrees west on the globe. You can do it the other way around too. What if I asked you to tell me what city can be found at 42 degrees north by 71 degrees west? First, I'd find my 42 degrees north by making a logical guess of where that imaginary line is on my map. So I find 40 degrees north, and then I would count 40, 41, 42. I run my finger back and forth, and as you can see, Chicago and Boston are both right around 42 degrees north. That's why there's always two numbers in an absolute location. We are looking for the one that is 42 degrees north by 71 degrees west. And as you can see, Chicago is close to 90, Boston is close to 70, and actually Boston is just west of 70, which would make it 71 degrees longitude. So Boston is 42 degrees north latitude by 71 degrees west longitude. What I'd like you to do now is to press pause for a minute and get out a piece of paper. Try to figure out the absolute location of the 5 other cities that are labeled on this map. Ready? Pause. Okay, right now you should have a piece of paper in front of you with 5 cities and what you think their absolute locations are. Ready for the answers? Here you go. How'd you do? Press pause again if you need a moment to check your answers. So that's everything you need to know about using absolute location. I hope everyone, like I said, is staying inside, washing their hands, taking vitamin C, staying nice and healthy. I really hope I see everyone soon and we can all come back nice and healthy and learn more about geography. Bye.